Imagine waking up at 2:45 in the morning, your truck roaring like a jet engine, shaking the entire neighborhood awake, and realizing someone just stole your catalytic converters. But here's where karma hits them harder than a tow truck. Those idiots stole scrap metal. Because my converters? They were already hollowed out, completely worthless. And instead of calling the cops, I made a few phone calls of my own. And a few days later, their precious car was being crushed by a crane, right in front of their faces. Let me tell you, it was beautiful. It all started on a quiet Monday morning, 2:45 a.m. sharp. I fire up my old truck and boom. It sounds like an angry tank. I crawl underneath, and yet both my catalytic converters are gone. Clean cuts, fresh job. Someone thought they hit the jackpot. But here's what they didn't know. Those converters were worthless. They'd already been hollowed out years ago after another theft. I left them there because I figured who'd be dumb enough to steal empty shells? Turns out, these guys checked the neighbor's security footage. And who do I see? Two local punks. One driving a beat-up, decommissioned Crown Victoria police cruiser. No license plates. No insurance. Taillights busted. It rattled louder than a trash can rolling downhill. And they spent their days parked outside some run-down chicken shack, smoking cheap weed and blasting garbage music. The dumbest criminals in town. Now, I could have called the cops. But where's the fun in that? I wanted to make sure these guys felt it. So I called my buddy. He works in code enforcement, knows all the loopholes. I told him my plan. He loved it. He gave the cops a heads up so they'd stay out of my way. Their Crown Vic wasn't just junky. It was illegal in every way. Registration expired since 2011. No legal owner on file. No plates. No working lights. And loud enough to wake the dead. It was practically a crime scene on wheels. One night, I spotted it, sitting on a quiet street, alone. I called it in as a nuisance vehicle, which, legally speaking, meant it was fair game. Tow truck rolled in. And just like that, their ride was gone. When the impound lot ran the VIN, turns out they bought it off someone without a title. Totally illegal. Zero paperwork. The cops basically said, "Yeah, this thing's getting a black title." Translation? It's getting crushed. And I knew exactly where I wanted them to see it happen. The next day, chaos hit. These two morons woke up, found their car missing, and started sprinting around town like headless chickens. They thought maybe a friend stole it as a prank. Nope. Meanwhile, their beloved Crown Vic sat at the junkyard, paperwork being processed for its final goodbye. But oh no, they weren't done being stupid yet. They tracked the car down at the junkyard a few days later. And what did they do? They tried to steal it back. One distracts the yard owner. The other sneaks in, tries to hotwire the car. But the junkyard guy? He was way ahead of them. He had already cut the drive shaft in half, meaning that car wasn't going anywhere. Right as they tried to drive away, the cops pulled in, lights flashing, and arrested both of them on the spot for attempted grand theft auto. And the cherry on top? While they sat cuffed in the back of the cruiser, the junkyard fired up the crane, lifted their precious Crown Vic into the air, and crushed it right in front of them. Later that day, I swung by the yard. Wanted to see the aftermath. All that was left? Twisted metal and crushed dreams. It looked like a toddler smashed a Hot Wheels car. They eventually got out of jail. I figured maybe they'd learned their lesson. But nope. Couple days ago, I drive past their busted trailer. Guess what I see in the driveway? A Jeep Liberty. No plates, no tags. Same story. And you better believe, the next time I see that Jeep on a public street, it's going straight to the scrapyard. And this time, I'm bringing popcorn. So what's the takeaway? If you're going to steal, at least check if what you're stealing is worth something. And maybe, just maybe, don't drive around in a felony on 4 wheels. But most of all, don't mess with someone who knows the law better than you ever will. Some people take revenge with anger. But me? I take it with a smile and a tow truck. And that's today's story. If you enjoyed watching Karma in action, hit like, smash, subscribe, and stick around for more insane real-life revenge stories. And tell me in the comments, what's the dumbest thing you've ever seen a criminal do? I read every single one.